Hey y'all. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna get used to this. I'm still a little awkward. Please bear with me. Um, I'm Amber the Alchemist. Thank you for connecting with me. If you click this video, that means that you were guided here, your intuition led you here. So thank you so much in advance. So this is the second video that I am doing. I released a video last week discussing just tapping into your heart and following what's nudging at your spirit and tugging at you. And it's interesting because I sat at my altar this morning, and I usually do, that's kind of like my morning ritual. I shuffle some cards, sit at my altar, connect with my ancestors, my guides, and just open myself up to whatever messages they have for me. And today it was super interesting because the message that I received was like right on the nail in regards to me and just where I am in my journey. But they kept going and they kept flowing. So I was like, okay, cool. And some of the messages that I was receiving didn't necessarily resonate with me. So I knew that this was spirit kind of forcing me to share this message with you guys. So I hope that you just take a deep breath with me and you open yourself up and you're receptive to these messages that come forth. It could be right on time. It could not be. It could be for you. It could be for someone else. So totally up to you how you share this video, whether or not you connect with it. But I just really felt compelled to share this message. So the first three cards that I pulled were the High Priestess, the Eight of Swords, and the Hierophant. So when I initially pulled the High Priestess, I think she has a rep. I think she has a rep of being this divine, embodying this divine energy, one that is all-knowing, one that is super connected to herself. She rules the water, so she's hyper intuitive, even psychic. And all of those gifts and that sense of knowing that she had, she doesn't just know it, she walks with it. So when I pulled all three of these cards together, the words that came to me were, you are the source. Now, let's talk about that for a second, because I think that that's something that in the spiritual community is often heard, often said, you are the source, you were created in, the likeness and the spirit, you are the divine is within you, all that's facts, like, facts are facts, it is what it is. However, we have that knowing. We definitely have that knowing with that awareness. But do we walk in that every day? Because, I mean, you can ask yourself that now. Like, do I walk in that knowing every day? Do I walk in that knowing that God is within me, so I am God? Or whatever word you use to describe the divine. Spirit made me, spirit is within me, therefore I am spirit. Spirit doesn't question itself, because spirit is all knowing, spirit is the creator. And like I said, we hear this a lot, but we really don't walk in that. And I know for me, I don't always walk in that. Like, I say it often, oh yes, I'm a goddess, you're a god, blah blah blah. But like, do we really, like, are we in that bag? Because I don't always be in that bag. Like, some days I am in that bag, some days I'm super unfuckwittable, you can't tell me shit. And then there's other days, which is like a lot of days, even never mind, but there's a lot of days where I am not in that bag. So with that being said, how this message applied to me with the High Priestess and the Eight of Swords, which is ruling like, when I looked at this Eight of Swords today, I really got the feeling of this being noise, the feeling of social media, the feeling of like just all of those external distractions that we have that lead us astray from being in tune with ourselves, leading us astray from being in tune with our intuition. With the High Priestess and this Eight of Swords and the Hierophant represents like, in this particular situation, I feel like it represented society. I feel like it represented law. I feel like it represented like going by the book and just being super precise based on tradition, based on like what's been told to you. And for me, how this applied was in my practice, and in my practice of tarot, but also in my practice of just as a creative. Your feeling never steers you wrong. And I think a lot of us need to trust that inner knowing, because that's what makes us unique. We all are gifted with intuition, but what we do is instead of trusting that, oh, okay, I just received this message, which came to me in the form of a creative idea. This idea seems to be an idea that maybe someone else executed, but the way that your intuition presented it to you is a little bit different. So in order for you to create that spark, what you do is, instead of allowing your intuition to lead you, what you do is go to the person that created this, I guess, go to the blueprint. You go to the blueprint, and in the process of birthing this idea or creating this idea, it's not really you. And I hope that, I don't know if I'm explaining this properly, but it's not really you, because the information that you're using is information that you researched. It's information that is maybe someone else's creative idea. You get these downloads because you're supposed to do something with it. It's your intuition saying, hey, this is what you should do. Hey, this is a really great idea. This is the way to execute it. And instead of executing in the way in which spirit, your intuition, your guides, your ancestors communicated to you, you stray away from that and disconnect yourself from that spiritual connection, and instead go online and go by the books and see, okay, I want to start a business, how do I do it? But they just told you how to do it, and they told you in a way that was unique for you, but you don't trust that feeling enough to follow in that faith. And I think that's the key phrase, follow in faith. I think that it's really important for me to share that we create our own traditions. We have to stray away from leaning on or seeking validation, not even validation, but seeking clarity or confirmation from something that is outside of ourselves. If we're receiving insight or downloads about how to do something, or a message that is being relayed to us, we don't need to go to anyone else to confirm what we were feeling was right. Because what we're feeling, that intuition, it's always right. It's you, it's your higher self, it's your all-knowing self. That should never be questioned, and that should never be doubted. And I think that, again, this applied to me when, especially doing tarot, like when I get these messages, it was interesting because I'll pull tarot cards, and I use tarot as my tool, but I'm clairaudient, meaning I hear spirit. So I'm already receiving downloads and I'm receiving messages, but tarot just kind of makes me feel like I'm less crazy, and it's just like that confirmation. So I think that was spirit saying, like, you don't need tarot, You don't always need a medium to confirm what it is that you're feeling, or what it is that, what messages are coming to you, or who's with you. And I think the same applies to you guys, to all of us. We don't need a medium, because we are already the source. We're already the plug. Like, we're our own plug. So if you have an idea, or even if information comes to you, there's no need to go to anyone else in order to fully trust in that and to move forward. I think all of us need to but all of us, Spirit recommends all of us, Spirit is telling all of us to trust in that inner knowing. And I know it's hard. That's the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords, which represents mental consciousness, communication, words, thoughts, like all being, it's a wall that's around us, and it's literally blocking us from our truth, blocking us from following and trusting in that intuition. We're blindfolded, but this person being blindfolded is a metaphor for us not trusting in that intuition, not trusting in our psychic abilities, not trusting in our gifts, not trusting into the downloads that come to us. But my favorite part about this card is that this woman, she seems tied down and binded, and that's how we are. We're like, ooh, I don't know if I should trust this. Ooh, I don't know if this is what it is. But as soon as we take that blindfold off, there's an open path that is here. As soon as we follow our intuition, the path is open. And I just want you to know that. And as I'm speaking to you, but I'm also speaking to myself. And I don't know, I think I should pull a oracle card just to elaborate on this message, or to just end this message. Spirit, guide, angels, archangels, spirit guides, ascended masters that serve the highest light and the greatest glory. Orisha, that's for you to provide some clarity or words of affirmation that tied into the message and the download that I received this morning for the collective. It's the message that you have for us. I told y'all I like jumpers, so this could be a while. But hilarious. So here's just another metaphor for this message. I just said I like jumpers. I said it in the last video, and when I said that I like jumpers, I said I liked it because it confirmed. I've already been seeing cards that it's like, Spirit is like, take me, like this is the message. But because it didn't jump out, again, that's me being blindfolded, that's me having my eyes closed, I didn't take it. So, I love it. So what I'm gonna do is just shuffle it one more time, and I'm just gonna pull a card. Oh, well, it came through anyways. So, the sun. I'm really gonna try not to cry, because just on a personal note, my dad, he has, since his passing, he's been showing up as the sun. And the reason for that is when he was physically here, he used to call me son. He used to call me son because there was two girls, and I was his oldest girl, and he like really just thought I was a boy. So he was like super rough with me in certain areas. And he was just like, yo, you're my son, you're my nigga, like you're my guy, you're my partner. So now every time that I'm shuffling, or every time that I'm receiving messages, I know that this is my dad coming through. But the sun is just also shining light on us. So sun, enjoy success and happiness. Let's see. Know that doors are opening for you. Follow up new projects, ventures, and ideas. Connect with the inner fire that is driving you forward. You are being surrounded by the brightness of the sun at this time. Opportunities to feel and be successful are swirling and dancing around you. The sun brightens up all connections, banishes darkness, brings a sense of youthfulness, and invites you to connect to the energy of joy so that you can be light in spirit and in heart. The energy of expansion is with you at this time. Like I said, there may be ideas, there's ideas that's coming through to y'all. Like, we're popping. Like, I'm obsessed. I can't. Like, a lot of people talk shit about our generation, but we're out here. All we have to do is plant those things into the ground. But the energy of expansion is with you at this time. You are being offered the perfect opportunity to move forward. Move forward with intuition. Moving forward with trusting in that faith. Moving forward. The path is clear. Taking your blindfolds off and moving forward. If you want to bring something to life or are ready to take a step in a new relationship, the sun will bring the energy to you. If you're asking a question, the answer is most definitely yes. So it's interesting that it's interesting what this message was about for me, and trusting in that and not needing to go to society or external things in order to confirm what we're feeling or what we already know. And so one of you or some of you or many of you that are watching this video are clearly moving in that same space, and you clicked this and you clicked this video for clarity or confirmation of something that you already know. And the message from spirit is to trust that gut feeling, trust that initial feeling, trust what's coming to you. And you didn't need me to confirm that, but I'm so happy that I was able to. And if you were thinking about moving forward with something, then the answer is most certainly yes. And so thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you think. Let me know how this applies to you and resonates with you in your life. And thank you. Ashe.